Hey guys, welcome back to the studio. In today's video, we are going to be making some cold process soap, but we are going to be adding a bit of a twist for this one. For this soap, we are going to be adding some soy wax. There's a couple of reasons why you would do this, which I will tell you throughout the video, but stay until the very end so that you can see the full cut of the soap and see what it looks like once everything is done. I've already measured out and prepped my lye water solution with a little bit of citric acid in there. And so now what I'm measuring out is my hard oil and the soy wax that I'm going to be using in this recipe. The hard oil that I'm going to be using is coconut oil. And I use refined coconut oil that melts at 76 degrees Fahrenheit. You can use an unrefined coconut oil, which will smell strongly of coconut, but that won't transfer in the finished soap. To save costs, I buy coconut oil at these big 18 kilogram bulk sizes at a time. It really does save quite a bit of money, but if you're not selling soap consistently, I don't recommend you buy such large quantities of oil. Bulk ingredients should be purchased once you find that you're running through your ingredients really fast. That's the first indicator that you should level up the quantities of which you're buying your ingredients. If you're selling a couple of bars a month, then you definitely don't need to go and buy 18 kilos of coconut oil. You guys really liked the last chatty soap video that I made, so today is going to be another chatty soap making video where we can catch up with what's going on in my life right now. And there's quite a bit. The visa process is still ongoing, not much of an update there. But in the meantime, Kale and I are just loving living here. No regrets about moving just yet. Kale is loving his job. And I've been really enjoying taking the time to rethink my business. Just kind of give it the attention that I wasn't really able to because I was just so busy and distracted with other things. I'm definitely very excited about my relaunch. And I can't wait to show you guys once everything comes together. I'm actually going to be testing one of the fragrance oil blends that I want to use for my product line for this soap. It's going to be a lavender, rosemary, citrus scent. I think I'm going to launch with just 3 scents to start and then expand as I need. But I think 3 scents to start is good. I have always launched with more, but I want to try just 3 and see how it does. When it comes to running this business, a big thing I want to enforce in myself is focus and intention. I don't want to be launching things willy-nilly. I want each product to have a purpose and serve a specific need that would make it desirable for people. Whereas before, I would just launch a soap in a nice scent and fun color combination. But I think moving forward, everything's going to be much more targeted and intentional. That is my coconut oil. Now for the soy wax. And when it comes to soaping with soy wax, you definitely want to choose a soy wax that is all soy wax. There are a lot of blends out there, so be sure that you're using one that is 100% soy. And when you're plugging this into soap calc, you want to use soybean hydrogenated as your oil when you're using the calculator, because that has the same exact values as soy wax. And it will give you an accurate number when it comes to how much lye and water you need to turn this into soap. When it came to formulating the soap recipe, I'm using my palm-free recipe because that's the recipe that I like to use when I'm experimenting with new ingredients. And so when it came to plugging in soy wax, I replaced basically my shea butter with soy wax. Both add the same qualities to a soap bar. They both add hardness and a creamy, denser lather. So it made sense to do that. And I'm using soy wax at 20%. I wouldn't go higher than 20% when it comes to using soy wax in soap. So there we go. What we need to do now is melt all of this down. And we're going to be soaping a little bit warmer today because soy wax melts at 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And as that cools down, it will start to solidify. So we're going to have to bump up the temperature that I like to soap. I usually soap at below 100 degrees. I'm gonna try soaping closer to 110 to 120. We'll see how that goes. Excuse the noise, that's just the hot plate melting my coconut oil and the soy wax. But we're gonna continue. Next, we're gonna measure out our soft oils, and we're gonna start with some olive oil. Olive oil and soy wax complement each other really well. The price of olive oil is just skyrocketing right now. It's kind of nuts. It's been going up for a while, so I don't know if it's gonna get any lower. It's such a great oil in soaps, but I may have to start formulating a soap bar that doesn't use it, because it's getting to a point where it's it's getting up there. Let me know in the comments below if you have a good soap recipe that doesn't have olive oil in it. There's always the 100% coconut oil option, which I know a lot of companies do that, and they sell really well. And that's basically 100% coconut with a 20% super fat. I've never tried a soap like that. I've never tried making a soap like that. For a number of reasons. I'm weary of how fast coconut oil sets up, a coconut oil soap sets up, and I don't want to get distracted and forget to cut it, and then it's too hard to cut. 100% coconut oil soaps get hard very fast, and you can cut it, I think, within hours of pouring. Haven't tried that yet. It's outside of my comfort zone, but I think I'm going to be trying a lot of different things on this channel when it comes to soap in my pursuit of finding that perfect recipe. I already have a really good one, but it's fun to try different things to see how different you can make that soap bar, how much better you can make it if possible. I love hemp seed oil in soaps. You don't want to use too much because hemp seed oil can make soaps prone to DOS, dreaded orange spots. So you want to keep it under a specific percentage. So nothing is worse than making a beautiful soap only to have these orange spots show up a month later. Look how beautiful and green this oil is. I sourced my hemp seed oil in Canada from a farm, and the price was really good. I'm now on the hunt to find a supplier here in the States. And then last is castor oil, which I try to include in all of my soaps because it adds nice bubbles to the bar. And those are my liquid oils. So here are my liquid oils. To this I'm going to add some clay. I like to use a white kaolin clay because it's white and it won't interfere with the colors too much. 1, 2. For fragrance oil, I'm going to use some slow movers, or in my experience, slow movers. They really de-accelerate the soap batter, in my experience. I've heard the opposite for other people, but we're going to use a blend of rosemary, lemon, and lavender essential oil. I'm going to use this lavender 4042 essential oil from Voyager Soap and Candle. It's a Canadian company. They're based out of BC, but one of my patrons ordered from them, and apparently they have free shipping to Canada. Sorry, they have free shipping to the United States. So if you're looking for an ingredient and you see it in Voyager and you're in the States, then you can get that ingredient with free shipping apparently. I need to double check that to make sure, but that's what she says. And she lives in New York, so free shipping from BC, British Columbia to New York. It's pretty awesome. Lavender and rosemary together smells amazing. I made a lavender rosemary bar a long time ago, and that was one of the best bars I've ever made. And I'm kind of sad that I never integrated it into my line, but I already had a lavender soap and I already had a rosemary soap. So it just seemed weird to have a lavender rosemary soap. But now that I'm starting over again, it seems to be the perfect time to kind of reinvent myself. Oop. which is why I'm so excited for the rebrand and the relaunch. I'm excited for my Golden Bubble patrons to get their gifts because I have some soap coming their way with my new logo and packaging, which I'm really excited about. I think I'll release a short to show you guys a glimpse of it. It's not the final packaging, but it's the direction that I want to be moving towards. I tried rosemary and lemon together and fell in love with the combination. It's so good. So I wanted to try that in a soap. Oh, that's so nice. So that's my fragrance. I'm going to set that aside. And for colors, I'm going to try something different. It's going to be a mainly purple bar because it's a lavender soap, but I'm going to try to create an ombre effect. It's going to start off with a dark purple and then slowly get lighter as it reaches to the top. So this is the mica I'm going to be using, Luscious Lilac Mica by Fizz Fairy. It's gorgeous purple color. And I'm going to be adding some titanium dioxide. I have a titanium dioxide that's oil soluble mixed in some hemp seed oil. I'm just going to add that to the batter. You'll see as I do it. I'm just kind of talking myself through it because I always get into a state of panic when it comes to soaping time. So I'm hoping that by talking it out now, it won't be as chaotic. But it's always chaotic, let's be real. We have our melted soy wax and melted coconut oil. Completely and thoroughly melted. Now we're just going to add this to our cooler oils. Give that a quick stir. Now we're going to add our lye water. And for that I'm going to add put on my goggles to protect my eyeballs. Don't want to soap without some protective eye gear, folks. Alright, and then we're going to add our lye water. And I did mention that I'm soaping at a little bit of a hotter temperature than I normally soap at. We're at 110 for both the oils and the lye solution. Alright, and we're going to blend with our stick blender. See what happens. Okay, looks like we have a light trace. Let's split this batch up in half. Everything's going good so far. Saying a little prayer. And then we're going to add our gorgeous purple color. And about half our fragrance oil or essential oil blend. We're going to mix this up. Okay, looks like we are getting an accelerated trace here. Wow, this is really thick. Still workable, but very, very thick. Perhaps I should have soaked hotter, is my thought. Yes, we are getting a very thick batter here. So I'm just going to add the rest of my fragrance oil. Hopefully that'll slow down the trace and just kind of hand mix it in. And we're just going to pour this right into our mold without even coloring it. Try swirling that. There's no time for caution, guys. Wow, this just really set up on me super quick, way faster than what I was expecting. Way, way faster, but that's okay. I think we survived this, guys. I think we survived this together. Whoa. Okay. So this setup really fast. Wasn't expecting that. But I managed to get the soap into the mold, which is a good thing. It's not able to use any other colors. It does have a nice purple first layer though. I think I might have gotten some swirls in there. Who knows? I've been really liking the dusting on top of my soaps. I think it adds a nice whimsical fairy touch. That mica cloud looks so beautiful. Should I add anything else to it? I'm very tempted right now to add something else. Let's add some glitter. And then we're going to dust a little bit of chrome butterfly to the top of that soap. And it's this purple silver glitter. For a soap who is glopped into this mold in a panic, I think it looks pretty good. Sometimes it's a very peaceful soaping experience, and sometimes it just gets a little bit crazy. Let's wipe off the edges. And that's it. I am very glad that I was able to get all that soap into this mold in a way that will produce a bar at the end of this video. So what I'm gonna do now is let it rest and set it aside for it to completely solidify overnight. And then I'm going to cut it tomorrow and show you what it looks like on the inside, because I'm pretty sure you guys are just as curious as I am as to what kind of soap bar this is going to be. So I'll see you then. We are back. It is the next day and this soap is ready to cut. Let me bring you closer to the soap so you can see. It looks so pretty. I'm really glad that I sprayed that purple mica dust on top, and the chrome butterfly glitter looks just absolutely stunning. And you can see that the soap has lightened to a beautiful creamy white. And for those who are trying to get a whiter soap, definitely stick with oils that aren't too green. And then also the soy wax, which is very white, probably contributed to this very pale color. But I'm gonna stop talking about it because I'm too curious about what this looks like on the inside. Let's cut. For those who keep up with me, you will know that I've been waiting so long to replace this soap cutter with something that makes more sense, like a multi-bar cutter. This guy has served me well over the years, but you will be excited to know that I actually pulled the plug and finally purchased a soap cutter. It is gonna be here hopefully by, I think it said September, like a week from now. It's coming all the way from Croatia, so I'm not sure how long it's gonna take, but I deliberated for such a long time about which one I should choose, and this one had a lot of really good reviews. Thank you to everyone who suggested a soap cutter in a previous video when I asked for suggestions. You guys are so awesome. But this one I'm very, very excited about, and I can't wait to show you guys once it gets here. Hopefully it's a good product. I'm not scammed. For those wondering, I use Winston & Walter soap molds. They are such well-made molds. I couldn't imagine using any other for making these big loaves. And they come with this really thick silicone liner. My favorite part about this liner is that it makes unmolding the soap so easy. And see, I went to both ends and popped the ends out, pulled the sides away, and then all you do is just slide it out. So this is what the soap looks like on the side. You can see that first purple layer. Let me bring it closer to you guys so you can see how gorgeous that textured top is. So pretty. It looks really good for a soap that I was in a panic about getting into the mold. Okay, so let's cut this guy. I can tell you it feels pretty hard, harder than my usual soaps. I posted a short yesterday because I realized as I'm ramping up to reopen my business, I need to just bring back company awareness to the fact that I actually sell products, and I want to be able to I want to be in a good place for relaunch. I want to build that anticipation. So you might see a short from me daily. I hope that doesn't annoy you guys. So here is the first cut. Well, it cut through pretty nice. Oh, okay, that's really pretty. I like that. Very simple. A lot simpler than my usual soaps. Oh, hold on a second. It really cuts through nice and smoothly. Okay, that is super pretty. Wow. Oh, it smells so good too. I was able to make kind of a mini swirl. And you will notice that my bars are a little shorter than they usually are. It's because I'm trying to get them to fit in those soap boxes. The short was about how I converted those soap boxes into soap sleeves to accommodate the high top. So we'll see if these soaps will actually fit better so that I can close the box and don't have to make sleeves. Although the sleeve idea was really well received by a lot of you guys. Got more of a substantial swirl there. Look how pretty those tops are. I really like this soap a lot. So the new soap cutter, what sold me on it was the color. It wasn't any more or less expensive, but it's not gonna be your typical black or metal soap cutter. It's gonna be hopefully this gorgeous color. I'm not gonna reveal the color just yet. And I just thought that it really fit with my company's branding. And I noticed with companies that use social media as a way to sell their products, everything speaks to what their brand is about. So they'll have their accessories all branded out, their backgrounds will reflect what that company's core values are. And that's something that I don't think I've made the effort to do ever. Just kind of relied on the products just selling themselves and not having a very distinct brand identity that spoke to a very specific person. Oh wow, look at this one. This one kind of looks like a heron. Another big purchase that I made recently is a new phone because my phone fell in the lake. Don't ask how, but yeah, my phone fell in the lake on accident. I didn't throw it in there, but it was time to replace it too. Right now I'm using my iPhone 8. Yeah, an iPhone 8 that I had that I tried to return to Apple for a trade-in, but they rejected it because the screen was cracked a little bit. In hindsight, I'm glad they did because I was able to use this phone while I'm waiting for the new phone to come in. But I'm also super excited about that. I don't know if I'll do an unboxing on that on this channel. This is really just a soap making channel. And that's another thing that I've realized too is as much as I love filming the vlogs, I really think that my core audience are people that love to watch me make soap. As well as a few other products, but soap and bath bombs and just fun, beautiful things. That's a really cool swirl, wow. I'm surprised that there aren't more air pockets in this soap. So given how beautiful I think these bars are turning out, would I use soy wax in my future soaps? I don't know. know, at least not at the 20% that I had plugged it in for this recipe. I think that's a little high. Maybe at 10%? I don't know. These are the decisions I have to make. Oh, here we have one air pocket, one tiny one up there. These are the kind of decisions that I have to make moving forward. A lot of people ask me all the time, when are you gonna reopen your shop? And I'm gonna reopen it as soon as I can. That's the best answer I can give. A lot of it is out of my hands. A lot of it is just a big waiting game. But no, during that time, I am putting all of my ducks in a row. I'm really trying to put myself in a great position for when I'm finally ready to reopen, that it'll be an awesome experience for people who order from me. So pretty. And in the meantime, you'll be getting my videos where I will definitely be posting sneak peeks as to the progress of that. I'll be posting shorts. It'll be a big post fest. All right. You might ask yourself, what is she gonna do with all this soap? Well, with every soap loaf that I make, I give these as gifts to my Golden Bubble patrons. They are the $50 tier. And a link to that is down below. They not only get sometimes a soap, but they will usually get a second item as well, depending on what I've made in the month. Instead of accumulating all the stuff that I can't sell, these are given as gifts to those patrons. So thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon, not just the Golden Bubble patrons, but everybody. Even the $1 guys, you guys are so appreciated, and I can't thank you enough. And also on that Patreon, if you don't want to go all the way to the $50 tier, there are the recipes available at the $5 tier. And I think that is plenty of value in and of itself, because I have over 100. We're approaching 120 recipes now. But it'll just keep getting added to, and you will have access to all of that. There's something so creamy and gorgeous about these soy wax soaps. And of course, here's that beautiful top. Gorgeous. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video and creating with me in the next video. We are going to be trying to make a completely black bath bomb. Not a gray bath bomb, but a black bath bomb. And with Halloween just around the corner, I know that that is something that people are really curious about. So, excuse me. If you don't want to miss that video, then please subscribe and let me know in the comments how you think I did, if you add soy wax to your soaps, and at what percentage do you think is the sweet spot? Do you soap at 20%? If so, how do you keep that batter from accelerating as much as it accelerated on me? But that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next video, keep smiling and keep being awesome, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Whew. Beautiful.